Russian President Dmitry Medvedev announced a halt to military action in Georgia on Russian TV Tuesday. He says Russian action has punished Georgia and restored security for civilians and Russian peacekeepers in the pro-Russian province of South-Ossetia. The announcement comes after Georgia's president said Russian troops had cut his country in half in the ongoing hostilities between the two nations. Monday, the Russians moved out of breakaway South Ossetia and deeper into Georgia, taking up positions near the city of Gori. That marked a second front for the soldiers, who were also battling the Georgians near Abkhazia. Georgia's president called for help.
We are dealing with all-out invasion, and somebody should do something about it. First of all, to stop Russia's advances on the capital, and second, to really put peacekeepers on the ground or create frameworks where Russia cannot have free hand in what it's doing.
He added the Georgians won't back down.
But one thing should be made very clear. This nation is not going to surrender.
The fighting on Monday prompted a fifth emergency session of the UN Security Council, where the Georgian ambassador called it a full military invasion.
Today, Russia changed the history back towards the Cold War, when the military power is trying to subdue and crush young democracy by overwhelming power. The full military invasion of Georgia is going on.
The U.S. ambassador says it is time for the Council to take action.
If the Russian intent, as has been stated, has been the return to status quo ante in South Ossetia, why start the second front from Abkhazia? Why attack the rest of Georgia?
And in the midst of all the reports, the Russians maintained it wasn't as bad as everyone was hearing.
There are all sorts of panicky reports about movement of Russian forces. There were reports that they have taken the city of Gori or moving to Tbilisi. But our military officials have rejected those reports, so you have to take all those things with a grain of salt.
President Bush says he is monitoring events in Georgia with his national security team and calls reports of Russian troop movements accurate, adding it looks like an effort is underway to depose the duly elected government in Georgia.
Russia has invaded a sovereign neighboring state and threatens a democratic government elected by its people. Such an action is unacceptable in the 21st century.
The United Nations and NATO plan to meet on Tuesday to talk about what can be done, while the presidents of 5 European nations are headed to the Georgian capital for talks. Judy Boysha, The Associated Press.